Hi everyone, this is Anil Pathak and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will cover the table calculations part 2, fixed option of the table calculations. And if you have not watched the part 1 of this table calculations, which was the relative function, I'll leave the link to that video in the description of this video. So just have a look at that video. And basically table calculations, as we saw in the first video, they are divided into two parts, relative and fixed. So relative is nothing but where we had the scope and direction in terms of the table pane and the direction as across, down, across and down. So these were the basically directions. So relative is nothing but the it's relative to the layout. Okay, so table calculation will be always performed relative to the layout of the visualization. And when we say fixed, that means the layout will not impact your table calculations because you have fixed the dimensions for which the table calculations will take place. Okay, so that's why here if you see, this is given as fixed by dimensions. So when you check this specific dimensions, okay, and then here you can play with this. So just like where in relative we had scope and direction, okay, so here we have addressing and partitioning. So scope is nothing but partitioning and direction is nothing but addressing. Okay, so these are synonyms. One, for relative we use scope and direction. For fixed we will use addressing and partitioning. Okay, so just remember this point, that scope was here table, pane and cell. So same way, instead of scope we use as partitioning. So partitioning here, since it's fixed, so you will specify the name of the field, name of the dimension which will be used for partitioning. And same way here we had direction, but it was relative, so we had across, down and so on, which was a relative thing. But now here, since you are fixing it by dimension, so that is called as addressing, and addressing by which dimension, which field. Okay, so this is the core concept of relative versus fixed in table calculations. Now let's go to Tableau and understand this in deep. So I'll be using the Superstore dataset, and I'll leave the link to download this dataset in the description of this video. So let's first build a simple view, and I will take the year of order date in column, and then maybe I'll take region, and let's say we pull ship mode over here, and then let's bring sales over here. Okay, and now let's do percent of total. So this I had explained in my part 1 video, how to go in this quick table calculation, and you can utilize these few common options which are readily available as a part of quick table calculation, like earning total difference, percent of total, rank, percentile, moving average. Okay, so I'll be using here a percent of total, which will give me the percentages. Okay, so it will be like this aggregated value will be shown as a percent of total, and that total will depend on the addressing and partitioning which we will specify. Okay, so let's click percent of total over here, and now you will see that these numbers, the sum of sales, have been replaced by the percent of total. And I'll also click here totals, so that I know how the calculations are being performed. So if you see that every row has 100%, so that means that Tableau is calculating this in a across manner. So this is across. Okay, and if I go here and just to see how is it getting calculated, just click on edit table calculation. You will see that it's table across because it's going across, right? Now to understand, this was relative, right? So this was relative, which we covered in the first video. But now to understand how does this fixed part of the table calculation works, let's understand. Okay, so now this was table across. Just go and click on specific dimensions. Okay, whenever you want to see like table across, how the counterpart of this relative option should be there in the fixed option. just select that relative option and then click on specific dimensions. Tableau will automatically generate that those options basically for you. So I'll just click on specific dimensions, and now you will see that Tableau has by default arranged the addressing and partitioning for you. Okay, now let's understand this addressing and partitioning. Okay, so what we are seeing here is these two boxes are unchecked: ship mode and region. Okay, so whichever boxes are unchecked, always think like this. Okay, for each ship mode and region, because these two are unchecked. So for each of the unchecked boxes, so here there are two unchecked boxes, so we will say for each of these two unchecked boxes, so for each ship mode, for each region, then go to here, compute what, this calculation type, so compute percent of total, and then come here again in this box and see which boxes are checked. Now there is only one checked box over here, so you will say by year of date. Okay, let's do it again. So for each ship mode and region, compute percent of total by year of order date. Now when you say for each ship mode region, this is nothing but your partition, which in relative terms is called as scope. Okay, and when you say by year of date, order date, it is nothing but addressing. So by field is called addressing, and addressing was nothing but the direction in relative terms, right? So let's do it again. In this box, you have to start with the unchecked boxes. There are two unchecked boxes. So for each ship mode and region, that is the partition, compute the percent of total by year of order date, which is the addressing or direction. Now let's understand visually also what is happening. So for each ship mode and region, now ship mode here is this and region is this. So for each ship mode and region, so combination of these two. Okay, so we have identified, okay, this is one combination, one row, each row is basically a different combination. So we have identified the partition over here. What you have to compute? Percent of total. Okay, percent of total will be calculated by year of order date. So that is the addressing. Addressing is nothing but the direction. So if you see here, what is the order date here? 14, 15, 16, 17. So it will go in this direction, in the direction of year of order date. So that's why if you click table across, it will generate the fixed set of options over here. So I hope you are getting this. And let's say if you basically click the table down. Okay, now what you will see is, okay, when I click table down, now this is relative, okay, but I want to fix it, so I will again go and click on specific dimensions. Now you see that this layout has changed. Now this has changed to accommodate the table down option. Okay, now again we will apply the same learning. So unchecked box, there is one unchecked box. We will say for each year of order date, compute percent of total by ship mode by region. Okay, and remember that when there are multiple checked boxes, you have to read it from bottom to top, okay, only for checked boxes, because this specifies the addressing is nothing but direction, so you have to read it from bottom to top. Okay, so for each year of order date, calculate percent of total by ship mode by region. Now let's go and see it visually. So for each year of order date, okay, so this is 1 year, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. So for each year of order date, so we'll fix the column. This is 1 year. Okay, for each year of order date, compute percent of total, and basically by ship mode and by region. So first it will take by ship mode. Okay, so by ship mode and by region. Okay, so it will cover all the ship modes over here and all the regions over here. That is the direction over here. Okay, so that is why it is moving from this. Okay, ship mode, then first it's ship mode, so it covers ship mode and the region, then again here ship mode, region, ship mode, region. Okay, and it will continue doing this across ship mode and region in the partition which we have identified, and partition is nothing but year of order date. Once the partition is over, it will come back here 100%, and again it will start in the second partition. So second partition, third partition, fourth partition, like that. We have already identified the partition which is year of order date. So since there are only 4 years, so it will calculate percent of total along ship mode and along region for each of the values of the partition. So let's change it to then table across, and then I will fix it to specific dimensions. I don't want it relative, I want it fixed. So for each ship mode and region, it will calculate the percent of total by year of order date, that is the direction or addressing. I have fixed it. Now let's change the layout of this view. So I will bring, let's say, sum of sales here, and then maybe ship mode to color. Okay, I will also have to turn off the grand totals. So turn off row grand totals, turn off column grand totals, then turn off the subtotals. Okay, and now what you see here is basically, I'll just again go to edit table calculation and show you. So this is nothing but calculating percent of total for each ship mode and region. For each ship mode here is in color. So for each ship, this is one line is one ship mode. Okay, so for each ship mode and each region, it's calculating the percent of total by year of order date. So this is year 1, 2, 3, 4. So along these years, it's calculating the percent of total. Okay, now if you highlight one particular line and just hover on that, click on all the points, and you will see that it is summing up to 100%. So basically it's for each ship mode, okay, for each region, it's calculating the percent of total along the year of order date. Okay, but now suppose if we would have not fixed the partition and addressing here, we had selected the specific dimensions, right? But if we would have left it to relative and changed the view, we would have not got this result. I'll show you. Okay, so let me build this view again for you. So again, I'll just drag the year here, region over here, and ship mode over here. This was the original view which we had. Okay, and then we have clicked this quick table calculation percent of total. Okay, and here if you go again edit table calculation, now this is the relative. Okay, this is relative, not fixed. Okay, so this will always change as per the layout. Okay, this will always be table across and table across, so you can play with the layout and change the table, but this computation will always be table across. So let's change the view. So I'll go here, then maybe I'll put the same layout. Okay, but now you will see that this is something different from this, right? And why is this? Because what is happening now? Because it's calculating, still is calculating the relative only, right? Table across. So now my table across is what? Table across is for each region. For each region, it is computing the percent of total by ship mode and year. So by ship mode, okay, so for all these ship modes now together will come to 100%. Okay, so now if you just highlight all these points, just highlight all the points. One is two. Yeah, so oh yeah, so now after highlighting all the points, it comes to 100%. Okay, so basically it is just computing for each region. Okay, for each region it will compute the percent of total along the year of order date and ship mode. Okay, that's why each of this point is now being calculated as percent of total of the region total. Okay, but here when I had fixed the partitioning and addressing, here only one particular ship mode had the percent of total as 100%. And here if you see, if I click on one particular ship mode, then it's 100%. Okay, because we had fixed it, and here it is relative. So this is the difference between fixed and relative. Okay, relative will always change the cable calculation as per the layout. If you keep changing your layout, then calculations will suffer and it will change as per the layout of the visualization. But if I fix my addressing and partitioning using the specific dimensions, no matter how I change the layout, whatsoever is the layout of my visualization, I will always get the proper results which I am expecting. Okay. So this was all about the fixed part of the table calculations, wherein we covered the concepts of addressing and partitioning, and we saw how they differ from the relative portion of the table calculations, where we have scope and direction. And to refer to that video, I'll leave the link in the description of this video. You can go and watch the relative part of the table calculations. I hope you like this video. Do like this video and subscribe to my channel to remain updated with my latest content. Thank you.